Alright, welcome to How I Tank, episode 9 of season 2. With me I have Huey and Tofu. I'm going at times 1/16 speed.
Uh-oh.
We'll just go with it.
I'm at 1446, let me know when you're...
I'm at Battle Start, going times 2. And so, purposely, sent us this replay, which I hear is quite hilarious, and that we don't actually need to be necessarily in sync about it.
No.
But this is approximately the end of the replay. So the T50-2 was recently replaced with a MT25, a very slow counterpart to its predecessor, and a lot fatter.
I don't know if it's slower. The acceleration might be a little worse, but it handles better.
It handles better. Acceleration is less.
Yeah. And its top speed is less, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So.
And larger target, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, much larger. It's not as tall, I think, but it's a lot more squat. They pretty much turned it into a dwarf.
Just so you know, I'm almost 3 minutes in.
Same here.
I'm at 12:30 something, but yeah. So basically, this is just the reason I want to put this in here is like this is gonna show off the camo rating. If you notice, he doesn't have a camo net. He only has 100% camo on his crew. That's it. So just watching this guy, here. This is a very ballsy move, if you ask me, but it works out. I mean, he's just gonna sit here and spot this Panzer E100 for the next 5 minutes. So, like, to me, this was just kind of a way to show off the this tank and what it can do. I mean, if you look, he's, what, 140 meters away from that Jagdpanzer. He doesn't even know he's there. So,
did anyone catch the chat just then?
Yeah, he's even talking about it in all chat.
I'm guessing he also has 6 Sense.
He does, yes.
Yeah, basically you have the same crew you had in your Dash 2 already trained and transferred over.
Except for you have a radio man.
Yeah, a radio operator at 100% base, but no skills.
Yeah.
You have to retrain somebody.
So this is basically the video right here of him in this bush for the next couple minutes. So not too much exciting, but the one thing I do like about this is the fact that maneuverability is so much better, because the one reason I sold my Dash 2 and quit playing it, I still have the crew sitting around, is the fact that when you were driving it, anytime you turned and you were going above 50 kilometers an hour, you just freaking started power sliding everywhere.
Why does a Jagdpanzer E100 even have 6 Sense? And Perp antagonizing the Jagdpanzer E100 that he's perma-spotted.
Yeah.
He's behind you in that bush.
Look, the T62 JP E100, you really can't see that M25.
He's behind you in that bush.
Yeah. This is hilarious.
Alright, if you're not watching this in full screen and reading the chat, do so.
Yeah.
Because that's where the real entertainment value of this video is.
Yeah. So this is how I used to play my Dash 2, basically.
Well, same here. You can play it as a runner, but the thing plays so much better as a passive scout.
Yeah, just throw binocs on it, a camo net, 100% camo, throw it in a freaking bush somewhere, and then go make dinner.
I think one time during Clan Wars, I even went to make a sandwich.
The only time I ever saw it used as an active scout was whenever we played on steps.
On steps, it makes a decent scout because you can duck behind hills. But even then, a good artillery player will get rid of it.
Yeah, and then when the change came out for with the power sliding, the physics, it wasn't that good of an active scout. Mediums, slightly slower mediums were better.
It depends on the map, though. I mean,
it just needed a little more weight.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I got. I don't see this thing sliding around too much at 25 tons. And now the whole enemy team is after him.
He just got 4 of his crew members taken out by the tornado one.
She can be a bitch.
And this just goes to show, no matter how good of scouting you give,
some teams will lose it for you.
Some teams will throw it away.
Oh my god, what is that?
If you ask me, the scouting...
it would have helped if there was
It was
artillery.
their team that lost this game, but...
Yeah, then there's players like that TD who apparently refuse to pen.
Hey, sometimes it's pretty hard. Anyway, we go on to our next replay. Hope you enjoyed that. Alright, so here we are. Lost Dead Man replay. This is apparently his best XP replay ever.
So, 2K?
Probably.
2K damage or 2K XP?
To be determined.
Oh, we don't know. I was making a joke.
Both is pretty believable.
I was just making a joke. He says this is the highest XP game he has on his account, so it should be pretty good because Lost Dead Man isn't exactly bad at tanks.
He's pretty decent, I guess.
Yeah.
I resent this replay already.
So while this is setting up, if you're still listening this far in, I have seen the comments about live comms. You guys want more of those. I need to figure out FPS while playing, getting that to be more stable. Also, we want to do a question and answer session where you guys submit your questions and we just spend however much time it takes to get through them, many replays, whatever, to answer them. And they could be anything ranging from what's Huey's favorite sock color to
Smig's favorite sex position, and whatever.
Stuff like that. Or stuff about tanks. Really up to you.
Lost is a T-21.
I'm gonna criticize the shit out of this replay.
Be as cynical as you can. Lost, why are you shooting? So he's...
We haven't done an AMA ever, I don't think.
No, we've tried in the past, but we never got around to it because we never got enough questions. You can also submit questions probably on the Facebook page. Will be a link below. That poor T-21 never stood a chance. And I think we featured this tank on another How I Tank not too long ago. This thing's a beast. It has DPM to rival and tiers.
My only issue with it was the gun traverse. Really
Speaking of tanks, do people want me to buy an E25 to get replays?
I want you to buy one for me.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about getting one. It looks like a pretty fun tank.
It's really fun. I have it on my tournament account because we have every tank in the game, and it's pretty baller.
I love my JT88, so I think the E25 would be great.
Apparently, though, it doesn't get preferential matchmaking.
That's weird.
Yeah, we saw it in a tier 8 match today. It's tier 6, right? So
it's tier 7.
7? Alright.
Well, it's not unbelievable for it to tier 8. I mean, this thing gets tier 8 matches, too.
No, I thought it was tier 6, so...
I like how you shoot the front track to knock out the back wheel.
That's Lost Dead Man logic.
That's World of Tanks logic. So he's sitting pretty at 2100 damage, already 4 minutes in. There's a Black Prince flank tankulating.
Not paying attention.
And that thing only has armor in the front. So Lost is going to lay into him.
The front of a Black Prince could stop an SU-122-44 anyway, so...
It can. Not head on, but just a very slight angle will deflect shots. I mean, I can almost consistently bounce a BL9.
I love the Black Prince. That was the first tank that the British tier got, in my opinion. That was really fun.
I like the Churchill 7. It just... The chances of getting up tier, you just become useless as soon as you're up tiered.
As soon as you're in anything but a tier 6.
Comet all the way.
Yeah. The Cromwell's pretty fun though too, so...
Cromwell and Comet are so good.
But I haven't made it past the Cromwell. The tree's been out for how long and I'm still only at the Cromwell. So...
Well, enjoy the caramel.
Oh.
It's pretty much a super easy 8. And wow, just light more things on fire, Lost.
So since we're doing a TD replay, let me tell you all about the little competition that Wargaming is running right now for tank destroyers. It goes until sometime in August, I forget when.
Hopefully this video will be out by then.
Basically, the way it works is any non-premium
sliding
tank
Lost
destroyers that you play, if you end up in the top 3 for XP with that tank destroyer, so say Hellcat, so top 3 earned XP within that time, you get gold. And then the way it works is they take everybody's, so all your XP, so if you get top 3 in multiple tanks, you get so many points per position. The person on, I think it's every server, with the highest points from that at the end gets 15 years of premium. So,
and that's a lot of premium.
Could I clarify real quick?
Yeah, go.
It's you get gold for top 50 in any TD from tiers 4 and up, but the
not including premium, right?
Not including
premium. Yeah.
And then the top 3 is calculated by tier.
Right. So every tier.
So there should be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There should be 7 top 3s. But in the tank itself, top 50 will get you 3k gold.
Oh, there you go.
So, play obscure TDs or just do what I do, play whatever you have in your garage at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doubling all my TDs every day.
So good luck trying to beat my 263 score. Because no one has one.
I've been trying to play my ARLV39 a lot lately.
That's another good one, because people suck in it.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty shitty TD, but that and the AT5. Well, AT5 with premium rounds is actually pretty decent.
And I feel like a lot of people are still grinding up the British TD, that you might have some competition there.
Yeah. So
ending score of 5670 damage, not too shabby.
7 kills.
Pretty good for dead man.
Ding. Alright, we go on to the next replay. Alright, here we have a British Tier 3 artillery, the Sexton II. It has a funny name. It looks exactly like a priest.
I was thinking it looked a lot like a T-82 as well.
Well, the T-82 is just an M37 shooting straight.
Forward.
And as you guys were talking prior to the video, which, by the way, if you don't like artillery, feel free to skip ahead to the next replay. We figured you guys might want to see some British artillery, since it's the new kid on the block. But after this, we have some American heavy gameplay on mines. Anyway, so as we were saying prior to the recording start, the unique feature about the British artillery is its fire arc.
Yes, you can hit over buildings and rocks that you can't hit over in anything else in the game. I noticed that very early on. But you also have to make up for the travel time. That has a lot to do with it as well. You'll notice that some of my shots will be off by just a split second here or there, just because I'm not quite used to the travel time when tanks are moving. But so far, I'm kind of enjoying these. The teams have been really bad the last couple of days that I've been playing it, though. So, like, I might do 2 or 3 games, get pissed off, and then quit. But I must say, I've been enjoying this arty line so far. This is as far as I've got today, so far. But
and Tofu has unlocked the Tier 5 one, which has extremely short range, which
but great rate of fire. And fun fact, the most health of all Tier 5 artillery.
Probably because it has to be up so far.
Yeah, it bounces Tier 5 tanks sometimes. It's kind of amusing, actually.
So, if you guys haven't checked out the arty tree for this, the end tier has a ridiculous amount of splash radius and a ridiculous amount of damage, but the accuracy is really bad, and it gets basically 1 shot a minute. I think the reload's 47 seconds.
It's pretty much on par with the T92, except it's slightly less damage.
But the splash is stupid big. So
I think the Conqueror gun carrier has more splash, less damage and more arc.
But at the same time, probably more travel time because the
oh, for sure, for sure.
These tanks shoot so tall, not tall, but
Tall.
high.
Yeah. So as you were seeing there, the travel time on that, it made me miss that shot. I'm basically this is my third game in this tank, and then the guy stops here. So, you know, whatever.
But you would have got him if he was backing up.
Yeah.
That in the distance though,
yeah.
That's a huge distance to travel.
For a tier 3 though, this range is pretty significant.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm guessing the priest doesn't have the upgraded gun on him. Otherwise, he should be able to shoot this far. I remember back in beta, the priest actually had pretty reasonable range once you got the upgraded gun. Much like the grill.
Yeah, the grill was really good for range too. I remember that.
Once you got past the Stormpanzer gun.
Yeah, I remember when I first unlocked that gun, I was like, wow, I don't have to drive halfway across the map to hit anything.
I think one of my earlier videos, if you look it up, is Grilly Top Gun. That one still gets a lot of views and comments for some reason. But it was a fun replay, and I think I went TD mode on some poor bastards. So it looks like your team's in a pickle. 6-8, so it could be worse.
And I was paying attention to the mini-map, so I realized we didn't have anything on the north side anymore, so I just booked it out of there.
Have the priest spot for you, right?
The evolution of Huey's gameplay. Mini-map awareness.
Yeah. Who does that, right? Who pays attention?
You'd be surprised.
No,
actually,
I'm not.
No, you wouldn't be surprised.
Because I have to, like, tell this VAE Type B twice to go back to cap here in a bit. You'll see. It's really freaking annoying.
Is that a Chinese tank?
Yeah, that's the tier
yes. 2.
So.
It's really good, though.
I don't know, I free XP'd past it.
I had a blast playing it. You know, for like the 3 games I needed to get past it.
When did they introduce the T70 line? Was it this patch?
Patches ago.
That was British TD patch.
Oh.
2 or 3? Yeah.
The T60, T70, and T80, right?
So here's me telling them to go spot our cap, and the only person that listens is the M7.
Well, he knows what to do. Team player.
Yeah. So this is where this replay gets halfway decent. Before now, it was basically just fill dead space type thing.
I just realized their priest has a team kill.
He does. He had that pretty early on. I didn't actually notice it in game. I just remember looking up on the score screen and going, "Hey, he got a TK."
That must have been fairly early on because
it was. Yeah. So if you look at the shell damage of this thing, it's 280 damage with a 44 pin, and I have hit weak armored things on the side like that before, and not done very much damage, but then hit them from the front. Like I hit a PZ4 from the front and did 248 damage. So it's whatever. It's very weird.
For record, when I was playing my tier 5 bishop, I was direct hitting Churchills for 7 damage.
Yeah, and then splashing them for more, right? So
no splash.
So this BT7's coming to get you. It's coming to get you. What you gonna do, Huey? What you gonna do?
I especially like the part where he doesn't even point his gun at you.
Yeah, right.
So courteous.
He doesn't want to scare Huey.
And then their M7 splashes behind me when I'm like clear out of there. So
that's probably how he got a team kill.
Well, like I said about the RD patch, bad to average RD players will look even worse, and the good RD players will look better.
I'm telling you, I really like this RD patch.
Love it. More accurate.
To me, it's a complete buff across the boards. I know a lot of people complain about RD being worse now, but I'm whatever.
Those are the guys. Those are the RD players who just can't adjust and weren't too good to begin with.
So you're gonna see me start taking control of this battle for our team and telling them what to do. And luckily enough, this PZ2 listens to me. I'm gonna tell him to back off because this AT1 stops in a spot that I'm not guaranteed to get a hit on. And I figure if he backs up, the AT-1's going to follow him around the corner. And sure enough, the AT-1 obliges. So.
What is that T60 saying?
He was trying to give a warning for my shot, I guess. I don't know.
So I think he wants to play Counter-Strike. We should play Counter-Strike after this.
I don't even have that game.
You can watch me and Theo play it.
I'm so bad at FPS.
You need to re-download it.
I'm old. I don't have the reaction
Anyway.
time.
So this poor Cruiser 3 is about to get mortared, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And RNG decides to oblige you a little bit.
Yes, I get a nice damage roll there. So there we go. Gonna finish this off for the win. T60 tries to be a nice guy and tries to give me Top Gun. I don't care. I just wanted the win because that game did not look like a win for the longest point.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, now that we've made it through the artillery replay, it turned out to be pretty entertaining in the end. Hope you join us in the next part. Alright, so here we have a T-32 gameplay. I just recently rebought this tank. And I forgot how awesome this thing is. Many will bash it. They don't think it's good. They don't think the gun holds up in tier as well. To them, I say aim better and know your weak points.
So, that was a thinly veiled comment against me. Because when I played the T-32, I will admit I was a slight noobish. And I really did not like this gun. It's the T-29 gun on the tier 8. And to me, it didn't hold up as well. Now that I know the weak spots a lot better on tanks, I should buy it back and play it again. But I still don't think it's the best tier 8 out there. I would actually put the ACER probably at that spot. I really like the ACER.
As far as brawling goes, I'd give the ACER the medal, but when it comes to environmental, like, control, like just an immovable force, the T-32, I believe, will reign supreme.
A T-32 hold down is one of the scariest tier 8s you can still fight.
It's scary even in tier 9.
Especially when there's less arty in pubs now.
Yeah, definitely.
Have fun trying to uproot that tank, I mean.
And it wasn't just a jab at you, Huey. I know a lot of people across the game bash this tank for its gun. And it's not a bad gun. I believe it has the highest rate of fire for this caliber of gun among the tier 8s.
Well, I mean, it kind of needs it, though. I mean, the pin on this thing is... I mean, they can't give you a slow reload and the low pin on this gun. It would not be able to perform at all.
Mm-hmm. So. And the thing is, the rate of fire actually has been nerfed a lot since beta. When this thing was, like, late beta before launch, I believe this thing had a rate of fire of 7 rounds per minute. And this was also when 105s on the tier 8s did 360 average damage. So this thing was a monster, and they had to nerf it.
Yeah.
The other nerfs it's gone through is the turret has changed a little bit. They added a weak point to the front. That is extremely hard to hit at range, and you still need a decent gun to pin it. But overall, this is a very, very solid tier 8.
It's probably my second favorite tier 8 to play.
What's your first? We were actually having this discussion earlier.
IS-3.
Tier 8 heavy. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. A lot of people enjoy the IS-3.
Well, it's because the IS-3 is idiot-proof.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. But I don't know, like, I really enjoyed the ACER.
Fun fact, the IS-3
I
is
love the ACER. I'm not saying I don't like the ACER, but...
I have never had the IS-3 in my garage. I refuse to get it.
Oh, you free XP'd past it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right here, Theo's, like, yelling at me on Skype, dude, this IS-8's coming right for me. I'm like, well, just back up, let her come around the corner, and I'll bounce off him all day. Because I don't have the top gun on the
But even right here, I'm at a good position. Most of my hull's covered. and I'm at an angle in which the my front hull is elevated a bit. But that IS-8 still isn't one around the corner, so I'll play peekaboo with him. And that T-32 has the depression to shoot me, but for some reason doesn't.
And because I don't think we've ever done a video on it yet, if people haven't noticed, this is encounter mode on mines.
Yeah.
And
Which
this
I think this one lays in the same problem as Prokhorovka used to be for assault. I believe the north end of this mode and map has a distinct advantage over the south spawn. Mainly the fact that you can sit there against the hill at the G7-8 area and stop the south team from capping and not be in any RD danger whatsoever.
As well as sit TDs and mediums in the backside of town with all those bushes and shit.
Yeah,
you can stay camoed up and get your shots off and not ever get lit.
Yeah.
So
it is heavily favored.
For those who don't know what hold down is when you present the enemy. Well, yeah, in the layman's terms, that's what it is. But essentially, it's presenting an enemy where they're going to want to shoot your turret over any part of the hull that you can bother to show. Because with the T-32 over the T-29, you can afford to expose the top of your hull a little bit because the armor is very decent and the angle at which people will be shooting you at is such that they won't pen. And I've even had BL-10s bounce off the
only
top
time
of my hull.
The top of your hull armor is actually pinnable is if you're on a slight downslope, because that's going to basically straighten it out. If you're flat or even angled up a bit, it's really hard to pin the upper hull of a T-32.
T-32 hold down is a potential damage farming machine.
Yeah.
Mind you, that's even with gold rounds.
Yeah, and back before they made high pin guns, you could face hug in this thing, and you could face hug everything but an IS-4 and a T-32. I mean, it was ridiculous. You could face hug tier 10 heavies all day. So.
And there's Huey's team shot of the match. You wanted to make sure to get that in there. There you have it. A nice 3,600 damage replay with a T-32. The thing performs pretty good on a constant basis. Obviously, if there's more artillery, you're going to want to take more cover, and that kind of hinders the performance, but that happens to any tank you play.
Right.
And again, give us your questions. We want to make a Q&A. Find out what Tofu orders at McDonald's, or what Huey's favorite species of dog is. Stuff like that.
Why the Italian Stallion from Wally's is the best sandwich ever.
Or that. So anyway, join us next time. Hope you've enjoyed.